1989 was a year of soft lights and broken hearts. R&B gave us ballads that felt like prayers, songs that made lovers cry and made strangers feel less alone. But behind every slow groove was a story of rise and a story of fall.
I'll be dreaming, yeah, a dream.
Some of these voices reached the top of the world. Then the world moved on. You think you know these love songs, but you don't know what they cost. Stay with us. We're counting down 10 unforgettable ballads and the hidden truth behind each one. Number 10. Surface. Shower Me With Your Love.
Life is too short.
Close your eyes for a second. Picture a quiet bedroom, soft lamplight, maybe rain outside the window. That is the feeling this song gives you. It moves slow. It moves gentle. It wraps around you like a warm blanket on a cold night.
Live alone without song.
This song came out in 1989. Surface was a trio from Los Angeles. They wrote and produced their own music, which was rare for a young group back then. The lyrics are simple and honest.
One to call my own.
A man telling his woman that her love is like rain on dry ground. It became a massive quiet storm hit. Radio stations built whole late-night shows around songs like this one. It still gets played at weddings today, even if people forget who sang it.
I will care for you. You will care.
Here is a fun fact for you. The group almost did not release this as a single. Their label wanted a faster song first. The slow ballad was almost left on the shelf, but fans who heard it on the album begged for it on the radio. That pressure from real listeners is what pushed it out into the world.
For me, our love.
So why did it fade from memory? Simple. Surface never got the same star treatment as bigger names on bigger labels. They had the talent. They did not always have the marketing budget.
Will live forever.
Many quiet storm songs from this era got buried once radio formats changed in the 1990s. Good music, quiet exit.
Shower me with your love.
If this song brought back a memory for you, you already know why it deserves the top 10. But the one coming up next has a story that involves heartbreak, both in the song and behind it. Number 9. Glenn Jones, Stay.
Seems I have the strangest dreams.
This one feels different. It is not soft and dreamy. It is pleading, desperate. You can hear a grown man begging someone not to walk out the door. If you have ever loved someone and felt them slipping away, this song will hit you right in the chest.
I dreaming that you were gonna leave me.
Glenn Jones released Stay in 1989 on Jive Records. It was written and produced with care, built around real strings and real emotion, not just drum machines. The lyrics are about fear.
I wake up and I find it's true.
The fear of being left alone after giving everything to someone. It became a true R&B radio staple, especially among older listeners who connected with the raw honesty in his voice.
What will I do without you?
Here is something most people do not know. Glenn Jones almost left music completely before this album. He had personal struggles that kept him out of the studio for a while. This song was part of his comeback.
I don't know. I don't know.
Every note feels like a man fighting to be heard again. So why is it underrated today? Because Glenn Jones never became a household name like some of his peers. His voice was powerful, but his name did not get the same shine in pop culture.
What it takes to get to you, back to you.
Without constant reissues or movie placements, songs like this slowly drift out of public memory, even though the people who lived through it never forgot.
But I know, yes I know.
If you are enjoying this, smash that like button. It tells us you want more real stories like this one. Now let's keep moving, because the next voice on this list was once called one of the smoothest in the whole industry.
If this song just hits you in that quiet place, don't let this moment be a one-time thing. Subscribe to Demo. We're building a home for real R&B and soul, the kind that heals, the kind that tells the truth. Hit subscribe and come back whenever you need a song that understands you.
Every story you see here takes hours of digging, piecing together history, and bringing forgotten moments back to life. If you'd like to support that work, you can become a channel member. It's just the cost of a cup of coffee, but it helps us keep these stories alive, and for that, we're grateful.
Number 8. Freddie Jackson, Crazy.
All the fellas are jealous.
This song feels like a slow dance in a dim room. Freddie Jackson's voice is warm, deep, and full of longing. When he sings, it feels like he is sitting right across from you, not performing for a crowd.
Activated by her angel gaze. They can try.
Crazy came out in 1989 and continued Freddie Jackson's run as one of the top male voices in R&B during the late 80s. The song is about love that does not make sense on paper, but feels right in the heart.
No one could ever.
That is something a lot of older listeners understand deeply. Love is not always logical. It became another strong entry on Quiet Storm playlists and helped keep Freddie Jackson's name on the charts during a very competitive era.
My place, 'cause my baby, she made me.
Fun fact, Freddie Jackson was actually a backup singer for years before going solo. He sang behind other artists, learning the craft quietly before stepping into the spotlight himself. That patience shaped the calm, controlled style you hear in this song.
Promise, said she's only got eyes for me.
Why did it fade? The late 80s was a crowded time for male R&B vocalists. New Jack Swing was rising fast, with faster beats and younger stars taking over radio.
And all the tea in China won't make her change her
Smooth ballads like this one got pushed aside as the sound of R&B started to shift into something more upbeat and dance-focused.
mind. 'Cause she's crazy for me.
This next one comes from a man who helped define an entire sound that we still use the word for today. Number 7. Babyface, It's No Crime. This track feels confident, but still tender. It is the sound of someone admitting they were wrong and asking for a second chance without losing their pride. That balance is hard to write. Released in 1989, this was one of the songs that introduced Babyface as a solo artist, even though he was already known behind the scenes as a songwriter and producer for other big names. The song talks about mistakes in love and the courage it takes to ask for forgiveness. It became a hit on R&B charts and helped show the world that this quiet, soft-spoken man could also be a star in front of the microphone, not just behind the boards. Here is the fun fact. Many fans did not even realize at first that the man writing hits for other artists was also singing his own songs. Some thought it was a different person entirely because his production style was already everywhere on the radio. Why is this one often skipped over today? Because Babyface became so famous as a producer later on that his own early solo songs got overshadowed by the bigger names he helped create. People remember the songs he gave to others more than the ones he kept for himself. The next song on our list was sung by a voice many call uncopied and underpaid. There is a deeper story coming, and we will get into it soon. Number 6. Soul to Soul, Back to Life. This This one feels completely different from anything else on this list. It carries a British soul sound, mixed with soft drums and a voice that floats above the music like silk. It is calm, but it has weight. You feel held by it. Back to Life was released in 1989 by the British collective Soul II Soul. The vocals were performed by Karen Wheeler, and the production carried a laid-back groove rooted in British soul and sound system culture. The lyrics speak about returning to real feelings after being numb or distracted by life. It became a massive international hit, crossing over from clubs into mainstream radio, and it later got sampled and referenced by many artists across different genres. Now here is where we promise to come back to something. Earlier, we said this song carries a deeper story. Let's talk about it honestly and fairly. Some people say the success of Back to Life created tension behind the scenes about credit and pay. In interviews over the years, it has been said that Karen Wheeler, the powerful voice you hear on this track, felt she did not receive the recognition or financial reward that matched the size of the song's success. There are different versions of this story. Some point to how music business contracts worked at that time, where producers and labels often held more power than the singers delivering the actual performance. Others point to the politics of who gets called the face of a group versus who gets called a featured vocalist. This kind of situation was common in the music industry during this era. Many singers gave career-defining performances without holding long-term rights or equal credit. It is a quiet kind of unfairness that does not always make headlines, but it shapes how artists feel about their own work for years afterward. How did this affect the song's legacy? In some ways, it made the story behind Back to Life more powerful. The song remains beloved, but knowing the human cost behind it adds weight every time you hear that voice rise up in the chorus. It reminds us that a beautiful song can still carry pain in its history. That is the kind of truth this channel exists to share. Not to judge anyone, but to remember the full story, not just the polished version. We are halfway through. Which song has hit you hardest so far? Comment below and let us know. Now let's keep going, because the next voice belongs to a man whose career almost ended before this song gave him a second wind. Number 5. Luther Vandross, Here and Now. This is the kind of song people choose for their wedding first dance. It is soft, sincere, and completely without ego. Luther Vandross does not shout his love. He simply states it, clearly and beautifully, like a man who has nothing left to prove. Released in 1989, Here and Now became one of Luther Vandross's signature songs, even though some critics at the time worried his sound was becoming too smooth for a changing music scene.
Just what you mean to me.
The song is a simple promise of commitment. No tricks, no metaphors, just honesty. It became a massive wedding anthem and remains one of the most requested R&B love songs even decades later.
Here in my heart, I believe.
It also won major industry recognition, proving that pure vocal skill could still triumph in a fast-changing radio landscape.
Your love is all.
Fun fact, Luther Vandross was known to record vocal takes over and over until they felt emotionally true, not just technically perfect. Engineers who worked with him said he would redo a single line many times just to get the right feeling in his voice, even if the pitch was already correct.
I'll
Why does this one sometimes get overlooked today? Because so many other Luther Vandross songs became famous in pop culture through movies and remixes, this particular ballad sometimes gets quietly placed in the shadow of his bigger hits, even though many fans consider it one of his most personal performances.
Holding you close through the night.
The next artist on this list crossed from background singer to chart-topping star almost overnight, and her voice carried a strength that surprised everyone. Number 4. Karen White, Superwoman. This song feels like strength wrapped in heartbreak. It is the sound of a woman who gave everything in a relationship and is finally saying enough. If you have ever felt unappreciated by someone you love deeply, this song speaks directly to you. Released in 1988 and carrying strong momentum into 1989, Superwoman was produced by Babyface and L.A. Reid, who were quickly becoming two of the most powerful names behind the scenes in R&B. The lyrics describe a woman tired of being everything for someone who gives nothing back. It became a massive hit, climbing high on the R&B and pop charts, and it gave many women of that era a song that felt like it was speaking their truth out loud for the first time on mainstream radio. Here is the fun fact. Karen White was originally working as a background vocalist before this breakout moment. Many people did not realize how quickly her career shifted from supporting other singers to becoming the voice leading the entire song herself. Why does it sometimes get left out of conversations today? As more artists release similar empowerment ballads in the years after, this original moment sometimes gets folded into a bigger wave of songs, even though it was one of the first to carry that exact message in such a clear and personal way. The next song comes from a woman whose voice felt like a dream you did not want to wake up from. Number 3. Vanessa Williams, Dreamin'. This track feels exactly like its title. Soft, floating, a little bit magical. It is the kind of song you play late at night when your mind wanders towards someone you cannot stop thinking about. Released in 1988 and continuing strong into 1989, Dreamin' became one of Vanessa Williams' signature songs as she rebuilt her career in music after a difficult and very public earlier chapter in her life. The lyrics describe longing for someone who feels just out of reach, like a dream that keeps slipping away the moment you try to hold it. The song became a top R&B and pop hit and helped fully establish her as a serious vocalist, not just a public figure known for other reasons.
Every night I wish that I could tell you how.
Fun fact, many listeners at the time did not expect her to succeed in music after everything she had already gone through publicly. This song proved she had real vocal talent that stood completely on its own, separate from anything else people knew about her.
I feel those words are here.
Why does it sometimes fade from modern playlists? Because so much attention over the years stayed focused on other parts of her career and personal story, some people forget just how strong and successful her music career actually was during this exact period.
Here in my heart. Oh, but there is just
Our next entry comes from one of the most respected female voices in R&B history, a woman known for control, class, and pure vocal precision. Number 2. Anita Baker, Giving You the Best That I Got.
Hey, there's something I can give you in exchange.
This is grown love, mature love, the kind of love that does not need fireworks because it already feels secure. Anita Baker's voice here is warm and confident, like a woman who knows exactly what she wants and is not afraid to say it clearly.
Thanks for everything you give to me. Read my mind.
Released in 1988 and remaining a massive presence into 1989, this song became one of Anita Baker's biggest hits, topping the R&B charts and crossing into the pop charts as well.
You make me feel just fine when I think my peace of mind.
The lyrics describe total devotion in a relationship, giving your full effort and expecting the same in return. It became a defining quiet storm anthem and is still considered one of the smoothest vocal performances of that entire decade.
Is out of reach. The scales are so
Fun fact, Anita Baker was known for being extremely particular in the studio, often pushing for take after take until every note matched the emotional truth she wanted listeners to feel.
sometimes unbalanced, and you bear the weight of all that.
That level of control is part of why her vocals still sound so clear and timeless today. Why might newer listeners overlook this one? Because Anita Baker had so many massive hits across her career.
Has to be. I hope you see that it can lead.
This particular song sometimes gets discussed less than a few of her other biggest singles, even though many longtime fans consider it one of her most complete vocal performances.
On me, and together we can calm the stormy sea.
Now we arrive at number 1, a song from a voice that carried both joy and survival in every single note.
If this song just hit you in that quiet place, don't let this moment be a one-time thing. Subscribe to Demo. We're building a home for real R&B and soul. The kind that heals, the kind that tells the truth. Hit subscribe and come back whenever you need a song that understands you.
Every story you see here takes hours of digging, piecing together history, and bringing forgotten moments back to life. If you'd like to support that work, you can become a channel member. It's just the cost of a cup of coffee, but it helps us keep these stories alive, and for that, we're grateful.
Number 1, Teddy Pendergrass, Joy. This song means more than just music. To understand it fully, you have to understand the man singing it. Teddy Pendergrass was once one of the most powerful, commanding voices in all of soul music. In 1982, a car accident left him paralyzed from the chest down. Many people doubted he would ever sing publicly again. This song is his answer to those doubts. Released in 1988 and remaining a defining moment going into 1989, Joy became Teddy Pendergrass's biggest comeback hit. The lyrics speak about gratitude, about choosing happiness even after pain, about finding strength you did not know you had. It became a massive R&B hit and an emotional anthem for resilience, not just romance. Here is the fun fact. Teddy Pendergrass recorded this song using breathing techniques and vocal adjustments developed specifically because of his injury. His team and producers worked carefully to capture the same power his voice always had, even though everything about how he sang had to change physically. Why does this song deserve to be remembered above all the others on this list? Because it is not just a love song. It is proof of what it means to keep going after life knocks you down completely. Many younger listeners today do not even know his full story, which is exactly why this one had to be number 1. So there it is, 10 unforgettable ballads from 1989, each one carrying its own story of rise, struggle, and sometimes quiet heartbreak behind the scenes. This is what R&B has always been. Not just smooth voices and slow beats, but real human lives turned into music that outlived the moment it was made.
Say I
Which tune are you adding to your playlist first? What era should we dig into next? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more music deep dives, and we will keep the culture alive, one hidden gem at a time.